Hey, welcome back to the Strong with Eva podcast, your go-to place for fitness that actually fits your life. Okay, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever started a weight loss journey feeling so motivated? Like, you cleaned out your pantry, stocked your fridge with veggies, downloaded a meal plan, maybe even joined a gym. And then, 2 weeks in, that fire you had? Poof, gone. Suddenly, Netflix sounds better than working out. And your old habits start creeping back in. Sound familiar? Trust me, you're not alone. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest reasons people don't reach their fitness goals: losing motivation and giving up too soon. But here's the truth no one tells you: motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, and I'm gonna show you exactly how. But first, let me get real with you. A few years ago, during one of the busiest seasons of my life, I was juggling clients, working long hours, trying to stay on top of my own training. I lost it. Motivation? Gone. I skipped workouts. I started stress eating again. And the worst part? I felt like a fraud. But you know what? That moment taught me the most important lesson. Motivation doesn't just magically stay with you. You have to create it, protect it, and rebuild it, again and again. So in this episode, I'm sharing the science-backed mindset tools, practical strategies, and a few real-life stories that will help you stay motivated, even when life gets chaotic. Ready to level up your mindset and stay fired up on your journey? Let's do this. Let's talk about why people lose motivation during their weight loss journey. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't want it bad enough. It's usually because of one or more of these 4 key reasons. And once you understand them, you can start fixing them. The first one is unrealistic expectations. So many people start their journey thinking they'll drop 10 pounds in the first 2 weeks. Maybe they saw someone on social media claiming it's possible. Or they've done crash diets in the past and expect the same results. But here's the truth: healthy, sustainable weight loss is about 1 to 2 pounds per week. Anything more than that is often water weight or muscle loss. And when the scale doesn't move fast enough, frustration kicks in. You start doubting the process. You think you're doing something wrong. And that doubt leads to quitting. But the issue isn't you, it's your expectations. Your body isn't a machine that runs on exact numbers. It fluctuates. It responds to sleep, stress, hormones, hydration, and way more. Expecting huge drops in a short time sets you up to feel like a failure, even when you're making progress. That's why setting realistic, process-focused goals is so important. Goals like hitting your workouts, hitting your protein target, or getting 7 hours of sleep. These are things you can control. And over time, they lead to results. The second big reason people lose motivation is a lack of visible progress tracking. When you don't track anything, it feels like nothing's happening. No data means no feedback. You could be making solid progress, getting stronger, losing inches, feeling more energized, but if you're only looking at the number on the scale and it's not moving, you might think you're failing. Progress isn't always visible day to day. That's why tracking is powerful. I'm talking about simple things: taking weekly photos, logging your workouts, measuring your waist, tracking your energy, your mood, your sleep. These little metrics show change over time. When you see that you lifted heavier this week, or that your jeans fit better, that's a win. And those wins fuel motivation. Without those wins, your brain starts to question if the effort is worth it. But when you have small victories stacked up, it becomes easier to stay consistent. Motivation grows when progress is visible. The third reason is not having a clear game plan. A lot of people start out just doing what they see online. They follow random workout videos. They try a trendy diet one week, then switch to another the next. They cut out carbs, then bring them back. There's no structure, no consistency, no real understanding of what their body needs. When you don't have a plan that fits your lifestyle and your goals, everything feels overwhelming. You start second-guessing your choices. Am I eating the right amount? Should I do more cardio? What if I'm doing it all wrong? That mental fatigue leads to decision paralysis. You get stuck. And when you're stuck, motivation disappears. The fix is having a simple, personalized plan. That doesn't mean complicated spreadsheets or tracking every bite. It means knowing your goals, understanding your calorie needs, building a workout routine you can stick to, and making small adjustments as you go. A good plan gives you direction, and direction builds confidence. When you know what to do next, you stop spinning your wheels, and that keeps your motivation alive. The fourth and final reason is the all-or-nothing mindset. This is one of the most common traps. You tell yourself you're going to be perfect. You meal prep on Sunday. You hit your workouts for the first 3 days. You drink all the water. But then life happens. You miss a workout. You eat something off-plan. And suddenly, your brain says, well, I blew it. Might as well start over next Monday. This mindset is toxic. It turns one off day into a full relapse. And over time, it builds the habit of giving up instead of adapting. Progress doesn't require perfection. It requires consistency. Missing one workout doesn't undo your efforts. Eating a slice of cake doesn't ruin your fat loss. What matters is what you do next. If you can shift your mindset from all or nothing to always something, your motivation becomes more stable. Always something means doing what you can. Even on tough days, a 20-minute walk is better than nothing. A protein shake is better than skipping a meal. Showing up in a small way keeps your identity as someone who is committed. And that identity fuels motivation. So let's recap. You lose motivation when your expectations are too high, when you don't see visible progress, when you don't have a solid plan, and when you fall into that all-or-nothing trap. But the good news is, all of these are fixable. You can reset your expectations. You can start tracking small wins. You can build a plan that actually fits your life. And you can stop chasing perfection and focus on showing up consistently. That's how you stay in the game. Now let's dig into the science of motivation. Most people think motivation is something you either have or don't. They wait around for the perfect moment, hoping one day they'll wake up feeling inspired to change. But the truth is, motivation is not something you find. It's something you can create. And there's real science behind how that works. One of the key players here is dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter in your brain that plays a huge role in reward, pleasure, and behavior. It's often called the feel-good chemical. But that's only part of the story. Dopamine actually gets released when your brain senses progress. When you accomplish something, even something small, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. That feeling of satisfaction? That's your brain rewarding you for moving forward. This is why setting small, daily goals matters. If your only goal is to lose 20 pounds, that can feel far away and overwhelming. But if your goal today is to walk 20 minutes or to drink 3 bottles of water, and you complete that goal, your brain registers it as a win. That win gives you dopamine. And that dopamine makes you want to do it again. Small wins build momentum. Momentum builds consistency. And consistency builds long-term motivation. But there's another layer to this. Relying only on motivation isn't enough. Motivation is emotional. It fluctuates. Some days you'll have it. Some days you won't. That's why building habits is more powerful than waiting for motivation. Habits move your actions from conscious effort to automatic behavior. When something becomes a habit, your brain doesn't have to work as hard. It feels natural. Brushing your teeth doesn't require willpower. It's just part of your routine. That's what we want with workouts, healthy eating, and self-care routines. We want to train our brains to go on autopilot. For example, if you make it a habit to stretch for 5 minutes right after waking up, eventually you don't even think about it. You just do it. If you always prep your lunch the night before, it stops being a decision and starts being automatic. And the more automated those actions become, the less motivation you need. The key to building habits is consistency and simplicity. Start small. Attach the habit to something you already do. Use visual cues or reminders. And repeat it often. Over time, your brain wires the new behavior as part of your routine. Now let's talk about something most people overlook when trying to stay motivated: your environment. Your environment is everything. It influences your decisions even more than willpower does. Willpower is like a battery. It drains over time, but a supportive environment works with your brain, not against it. Let's say your goal is to work out in the morning. If your gym shoes are hidden in your closet and your workout clothes are buried in a drawer, there's friction. Your brain sees extra effort, and that gives it a reason to say no. But if your shoes and clothes are laid out by your bed, that visual cue makes it easier to act. Your brain sees the action as more accessible, so it's more likely to follow through. Another example: if your goal is to drink more water, put a filled water bottle on your desk or kitchen counter where you can see it. If you want to eat less processed food, keep the junk food out of sight or don't buy it in the first place. Small changes in your environment can lead to major changes in your behavior. This is called designing for success. You're setting up your space in a way that supports your goals, reduces decision fatigue, and makes healthy choices the path of least resistance. To summarize this section, here's what you need to remember. First, dopamine is your brain's way of reinforcing progress. If you want more motivation, you need more small wins. So break your big goals into bite-sized actions you can complete each day. Second, habits are more powerful than willpower. Build habits that work with your lifestyle. Keep them simple, repeatable, and realistic. Third, your environment shapes your behavior. Make healthy actions easy and obvious. Remove friction. Add visual cues. Design a space that sets you up to succeed without having to constantly battle yourself. When you understand the science behind motivation, it becomes less about forcing yourself to do something and more about creating conditions that make taking action feel natural. And when taking action feels easier, staying motivated becomes a lot more sustainable. Now that you understand why motivation fades and how your brain works with things like dopamine, habits, and environment, it's time to talk about how to maintain motivation over the long term. Because starting is one thing, staying consistent is where real change happens. Let me walk you through my method for keeping motivation alive week after week. These are 5 simple, science-backed strategies that actually work in real life. The first strategy is to break down your goals. Big goals are inspiring, but they can also be overwhelming. When you say, "I want to lose 20 pounds," your brain doesn't know where to start. It feels far away, and that distance can kill momentum. Instead, turn that big goal into small, manageable actions that you can focus on daily or weekly. For example, instead of aiming for lose 20 pounds, set a goal like drink 2 liters of water every day this week, or work out 3 times this week, or cook dinner at home 4 nights. These are specific, achievable, and trackable goals. Each time you complete one, you build confidence, and confidence fuels motivation. When you finish a small goal, your brain gets that dopamine reward we talked about. Over time, these micro goals stack up and lead to the bigger result. Progress doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from hundreds of small steps done consistently. The second strategy is to focus on how you feel, not just what the scale says. Most people judge their progress based only on weight, but the scale is just one data point, and it doesn't always reflect what's happening inside your body. Hormones, water retention, muscle gain, they all affect the number on the scale. And when it doesn't move the way you expect, it's easy to feel discouraged. That's why I always tell my clients to tune into how they feel. Are you sleeping better? Do you have more energy? Are you feeling less bloated? Are your clothes fitting better? Do you feel stronger during your workouts? These are all signs of real progress. And often, these changes happen before the scale moves. When you learn to celebrate how your body feels and functions, not just how it looks, you build a more positive, lasting relationship with your fitness journey. So make it a habit to reflect weekly on how you feel. Write it down. Notice trends. This reinforces that your efforts are working, even if the number on the scale isn't cooperating yet. The third strategy is to track everything. What gets measured gets managed. If you're not tracking your actions, you're guessing, and guessing makes it hard to see progress. When you track, you create awareness, and awareness leads to better decisions. You don't have to track perfectly, just consistently. You can use a simple notebook, a whiteboard, or a fitness app, whatever works for you. Track your workouts, track your meals, track your water intake. You can even track your mood, your energy levels, or how many hours you slept. Over time, these data points show you patterns. They help you understand what's working and what's not. For example, if you see that every time you skip sleep, your cravings go up the next day, now you have a connection. If your energy is high on days you eat more protein, that's valuable feedback. Tracking gives you the power to adjust your plan and stay consistent with what works best for you. The fourth strategy is to find an accountability partner or join a supportive community. Let's be real, staying motivated on your own is hard. Life gets busy, obstacles show up, and on the tough days, it's tempting to give up. That's where accountability comes in. When you have someone checking in with you, encouraging you, or doing it alongside you, it becomes easier to show up. You don't want to let them down. You push yourself a little harder. You feel supported instead of isolated. Your accountability partner can be a friend, a coach, a workout buddy, or even someone online with the same goals. You can also join Facebook groups, Discord chats, fitness forums, or group challenges. Surrounding yourself with people who are working towards similar things can make a huge difference in how you feel and how long you stick with it. Even just checking in weekly with someone can make you 50 to 70% more likely to stay consistent. You don't need perfect discipline. You need a strong support system. And finally, the fifth strategy is to reward yourself, but not with food. Positive reinforcement works. When you hit a goal, celebrate it. But instead of rewarding yourself with a cheat meal or dessert, which can send mixed signals to your brain, use non-food rewards that reinforce healthy behavior. Buy yourself a new pair of leggings. Get a massage. Take a relaxing bath. Book a spa day. Download that audiobook you've been wanting. Watch a movie guilt-free after hitting your weekly goal. These little celebrations tell your brain that the effort is worth it. And don't wait until the big goal is complete. Celebrate the small wins. You meal prepped all week? That's a win. You did your workouts despite being tired? That's a win. You hit your water goal every day? That deserves a high five. Rewarding progress makes your brain associate effort with pleasure. And that builds long-term motivation. So let's recap. Break your big goals into small daily actions. Focus on how you feel, not just the number on the scale. Track your progress so you know what's working. Find someone to stay accountable with. And reward your wins with things that support your goals. These 5 strategies work together to keep you consistent. And when you're consistent, motivation becomes something you no longer have to chase. It becomes part of who you are. Now let's talk about what to do when you feel like giving up. Because no matter how motivated or prepared you are, those moments will come. Life will get busy. You'll feel tired. You'll feel overwhelmed. You'll miss a workout or eat off plan. And the thought will creep in, maybe I should just stop. This is the moment that separates short-term effort from long-term change. The first thing you need to do in that moment is pause. Just pause. Take a breath. Recognize what you're feeling instead of reacting on autopilot. Are you frustrated? Are you stressed? Are you disappointed in yourself? Naming the feeling gives you power over it. Most people skip this step. They react. They go straight from a mistake to giving up. But when you pause, you interrupt the cycle. You create space to make a better decision. You shift from reacting to responding. The second thing to do is remember your why. Why did you start this journey? What do you want your future to look like? How do you want to feel in your body? In your clothes? In your everyday life? This isn't about surface-level goals like fitting into a dress or hitting a number on the scale. Go deeper. Maybe you want to have more energy for your kids. Maybe you want to feel confident in photos again. Maybe you want to live longer and healthier. Whatever your reasons are, write them down. Just 3 sentences. Then stick them somewhere visible, on your mirror, on your fridge, or in your phone notes. On the hard days, read them out loud. Remind yourself that one hard day does not erase your why. Now let's talk about the all-too-common belief that one bad day ruins everything. It doesn't. One bad day doesn't ruin your progress. One missed workout doesn't erase the 10 you already did. One off-track meal doesn't undo weeks of healthy eating. The only thing that ruins progress is giving up completely. I've had those days too. Let me tell you a quick story. A while ago, I had a full-on pizza day. And I mean the real thing. I skipped my workout. I ordered pizza. Then I added garlic bread. Then I added dessert. I didn't track anything. I felt bloated, tired, and honestly kind of disappointed in myself. But the next morning, I did something different. I didn't punish myself. I didn't do extra cardio or skip breakfast or shame myself into restriction. I just picked back up with my regular routine. I made a high-protein breakfast. I drank my water. I went for a walk. I moved on. And that's the difference between relapse and reset. Relapse says, I failed, so I might as well quit. Reset says, yesterday was off, but today I keep going. That mindset shift is everything. You're not going to be perfect. And you don't have to be. Progress is made through consistency, not perfection. The people who reach their goals are not the ones who never mess up. They're the ones who mess up and get back on track, quickly and without guilt. So the next time you feel like quitting, remember this. Pause and breathe. Recognize the emotion. Go back to your why. And remind yourself that a bad day doesn't cancel the entire journey. You are one decision away from being back on track. Let's jump into today's listener question. Someone asked, Eva, what do I do if I haven't lost any weight in 2 weeks? This is such a common and important question. And here's the truth. Plateaus happen. It's a completely normal part of the weight loss journey. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. And it definitely doesn't mean your efforts are wasted. Your body is smart. Sometimes it holds on to water. Sometimes it's adjusting to the new routine. Sometimes you're building muscle while losing fat. And the scale doesn't reflect that right away. So here's what I tell my clients. First, zoom out and look at other forms of progress. Are your clothes fitting differently? Are you sleeping better? Are your workouts feeling stronger? Is your mood more stable? All of those are signs that your body is changing. Second, check your consistency. Are you staying on track with your food, workouts, hydration, and recovery? Even small shifts like less sleep or more stress can impact your progress on the scale. And finally, don't panic. Don't slash your calories even lower or jump to extremes. Stick to the plan. Trust the process. Sometimes your body just needs time to catch up to your effort. So if you haven't lost weight in 2 weeks, stay calm, stay consistent, and track other wins beyond the scale. Progress is still happening. You just have to look at the full picture. Alright, let's wrap it up. Here's a quick recap of today's episode. Staying motivated isn't about being perfect. It's about setting realistic goals you can actually achieve. It's about tracking your progress so you can see the small wins. And most importantly, it's about being kind to yourself along the way, especially on the tough days. Motivation will come and go. That's normal, but when you build habits, set up your environment, and stay focused on your why, you'll keep moving forward, even when the scale doesn't. If today's episode helped you, here's what to do next. First, follow this podcast so you never miss a new episode. Second, share this with a friend who's been feeling stuck or struggling to stay on track. And third, head over to Instagram and follow me at @strongwitheva for daily tips, motivation, and behind-the-scenes content. Plus, I've put together a free resource for you. It's called 7 Days to Reignite Your Weight Loss Motivation. And you can grab it right now from the link in the episode description. Remember, you've got this. Keep showing up, keep taking action, and I'll see you in the next episode. The information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. While we strive to provide science-backed fitness and nutrition insights, this content should not be considered medical advice. Every individual's body, health history, and needs are unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. Before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise routine, or health practices, we strongly recommend consulting with a qualified healthcare professional, doctor, or registered dietitian. Your health and well-being come first, and professional guidance ensures that your fitness journey is safe, effective, and tailored to you.